like to welcome you guys to yet another exciting episode of Let's Talk Love and Sex with your girl Nene. And before I get right into it, I'd like to say thank you to my subscribers and those who are yet to subscribe to my channel. Please do that, okay? So we can be one family, and you don't want to miss on the juicy updates, gist, talks, and love and sex. You really don't want to miss out on the juicy stuff I have for you guys, okay? And without further ado, let's get started. And I'm going to start off with 3 questions. Remember in my previous episode, I mentioned that this show is an interactive show. It's more of an opinionated show. We get to share opinions on certain topics or issues relating to love, and not just love but sex, generally relationship, okay? So yes, and that's why the comment section is there for you to leave your opinion and thoughts about whatever it is I'm discussing on that episode, okay? So yes, first question goes like this. Should you put emphasis on what people think about your relationship with your partner? I mean, how people feel. And when I mean people, I mean people outside you and your partner, okay? And I'm talking about social media fans, friends, relatives, okay? So do you think you should place emphasis, or put more emphasis rather, on what they think or what they feel, or how they feel about your relationship? Well, I'd like to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. However, in my candid opinion, I don't think you should put emphasis on what people think, because the truth is people always have their opinion about certain things, about you, about the situation, about everything, okay? And the truth is also people have different perception of what love should look like, or what the picture, what they see. Their definition of love is different. The way what I define as real love, or what I see or consider as real love, is different from what the other person see or consider as real love. Just the same way people have different love languages, people have different perception of what love should be. So if you're building the foundation of your relationship based on people's opinion about what should be or what shouldn't be, what should work and shouldn't work, you might just end up cracking the whole thing up. You might end up cleaning it with your own hands, okay? Because when you have it at the back of your mind that people always have that opinion about things, regardless of what your principles or what you feel or what your partner feel, you won't actually be bothered, and you won't even see it necessary to give many fucks about that or put emphasis on what they feel. So what do I mean by this? For instance, there are people who like PDA, who like their partner to show them off to the world, like just show them out there. They like PDAs, they like being touched, they like being talked about, they like being, they like compliments, they like words of affirmation. So for someone who feels that words of affirmation is childish, or rather say that, okay, relationship shouldn't be like shouldn't be out there, shouldn't be like everyone's meal, okay? Or who believes in let's keep it private. So someone like that who's giving an opinion on what relationship love is or should look like, if you end up following someone like that or putting emphasis on what they think, I might just end up depriving myself of things that should normally be should make me happy in the relationship, should be a thing of joy for me, okay? So yeah, I don't think you should put the emphasis on what people think or feel about your relationship. I think what matters, what you should consider put emphasis on, is what you feel about your partner or what your partner thinks about you. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Moving on to the next one, which is, should you discuss your finances with your partner? Is that supposed to be a question in the first place? I don't think that should even be something we should be debating on, right? Like, that's non-debatable. That's non-negotiable. Like, it's not something we should be thinking about or be asking, should we or should we not. Like, it's one of the prerequisites, in fact the top prerequisites of marriage. You should, very, very important. Just the same way it's important for you to talk about your love language, the same way it's important for you to know your partner's apology language, it's important for you to know their sex life, history, and all that. It's also very important for you to talk about your finances. Who's going to take the bill, who's going to pay for this, how we're going to split the bill, how we're going to take responsibilities for our funds, our money, wealth, how we're going to build a wealth for ourselves and for our children, who's going to take the lion's share, who's going to take the goat share, and all that. Like, you really need to talk about it. That way also, it opens your mind, or rather your eyes, to what your partner think about wealth generally, their perception of what money is, their level of knowledge or wisdom about money, wealth generally. But when you don't talk about this, you can't know what they are. Are they the conservative type when it comes to money? Are they kind of, for example, are they kind of people that be like, oh, that believe it, oh, life is too short, earn, just spend it. They don't believe in, oh, let's save, let's invest, because they believe that once you're gone, you're gone. And if you don't spend this money, someone else will come and spend it for you. People that don't even know how you struggle to get the money, to gather this wealth, they'll just end up spending that, squandering the money for you and all that. So why not just spend it as you earn? You never can tell what's going to happen the next day. Is your partner that kind of person, or is your partner the kind of person that believes, oh, let's invest, let's plan for the future, let's plan for the kids and all that, let's build a home, let's plan for how we're going to get a bigger house, get a mansion in somewhere, South Africa, Johannesburg, and all that, things like that. You only know when you talk about it. But when you don't talk about it, how do you know this? And then when you're married, it becomes new, it becomes strange to you. Then you're fighting over, oh, why shouldn't this, why shouldn't that, and all that. So I think it's very important you talk about it before marriage. And lastly, do you think it's nice to compare your partner with another guy, another girl, or with your friend's girlfriend or friend's boyfriend? Well, if you ask me, I'd say that, in my opinion, I'd say depending on the context here, is it if you're going to base your comparison on the mundane stuff, it's not bad actually. But if you're going to base your comparison on the extreme stuff, then that is unfair. What do I mean by this? So mundane stuff, there are things that are really, really considered as important, as necessary, as obligatory in a relationship. And some people might not know, or he or she might know, but really doesn't pay attention to that, or doesn't see it as a big deal. So if you're trying to make reference, you're making reference to other people, or trying to exemplify the message you're trying to communicate to him, or so he or she can understand you, then that's fine. But if you're talking about the extreme stuff, like for instance, getting you expensive gifts, knowing that your guy is not up to that, he doesn't have the money, he doesn't have the financial capacity to do that, to get you the Gucci bags and all that expensive stuff, take you on a luxurious vacation and all that. If you're comparing with other people, you're making him feel less of a man, and no man wants to feel less of who he is. The same way you as a woman don't want your man to make you feel less of a woman. Okay, so that for me is totally unfair. But like I said, if it's mundane stuff you're basing your comparison on, fine. I think that's fair enough. At least you're just trying to make him understand. Okay, this is important. Like it's not like I'm cooking it up, I'm making it up rather, or just trying to be dramatic or just nagging about it. It's just what it is, the right thing to do. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. But anyways, I'd like to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And it's a wrap, guys, on this episode of Let's Talk Love and Sex. If you like this, if you enjoyed this video, click like, subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell for more updates, okay, on new episodes. And it's your girl Nene signing out. See you in my next video. Ciao.